Sabah al-Khair and good morning everybody. We will start the session this morning with some explanation of what we want to accomplish in this important subject we are assigned to do today. My name is Shawki Barghouti and I have the pleasure of working with many of you, so I was asked to facilitate some of the discussion. I will not do the facilitation by myself. There is the professional facilitator, Dumitil, who will take over a little bit later to talk about the logistics. But what we need to discuss this morning is an important subject. Many of you in this room have addressed water scarcity, have studied it, have proposed solutions, and we have a set of speakers this morning who have also been looking at this issue. But before we get the speakers to tell us what they think, it's important that this show is yours, is the audience, is the experts who came from many parts of this region, to tell us what the issues that affect the effort to increase water productivity. We heard wonderful speeches in the last few days. We heard the experts telling us what they think about the complexity of water productivity, how to measure it, how to address it. There are technical issues, there are policy issues, there are institutional issues, there are some relate to agriculture, some relate to water. So the session today will be trying to capture the wisdom and the experience of many of you in the floor. And so the way the session is structured is the following. We start, before the speakers take the floor, to ask you if you could help sit as a group around the table, and each table with the group on it will have to address or select one issue that affects the effort to increase water productivity. What the issue that that table thinks, or the group around that table thinks, is an important issue that should be addressed. And the discussion around that issue for each table will be different. Some tables might take the issues related to policies, some related to engineering, some related to institutions of the farmers, the institutions of the government, the institutions of the private sector. Each table selects its own. And Dumitil will explain the way these discussions around the table will take place. The discussion around the table will be no more than 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Select the results of the discussion, and then while the suggestions will be sorted out, we will proceed with our presentation from different types of expertise that brings us knowledge about what the farmers think about the issues of productivity, issues that affect government interventions, and issues that preoccupy the donors and the world experts in the FAO and the World Bank. And then we will turn to people from the scientific community to tell us whether these issues have been well defined, whether the presentation has addressed some of these issues. So I will give you the floor to talk about the logistics and the way you want to have the tables proceed with their assignment for the first 15-20 minutes of this show.
Okay. We just wanted to take advantage because most of the time we wait for the last minute to ask for opinions. So we just, before you hear from anybody, we just think it would be good to have your opinion before. Then we are going to just, because we won't have time immediately to discuss what you have, you are going to kind of gather together, but we'll just cluster it. So we are going to ask you each table to take 10 minutes. You won't have more time, so you have to start immediately as I will stop. And you will kind of decide on collectively on one, the best, 2, 3 if you really have some really important element you want to add. Each of your issues or solutions should be on one card. So the question we have is, what are the issues or solution? So the issues that just, in a sense, prevent increase agricultural water productivity, or the solution that just enable to increase water, agricultural water productivity. So that we'd like to know what do you think should be the approach. And so choose, so you have cards on your table, have somebody who is you writer, write in big capital letters, or use the, you have a marker, and we are going, after this exercise, to collect your card. We won't discuss them immediately. In the meantime, when you will be hearing the presentation, we'll just cluster them, and then after we'll just kind of bring them back to you as, so that you'll kind of see the collective knowledge, and we'll probably ask some of you to just be the ambassadors of the others. So you have, some of you haven't been prepared, but we'll just kind of prepare you very briefly before you will have to speak. So I invite you now to start your discussions and just kind of write on the card what you think would be the answers to these questions. English? Write the cards in English as much as possible if you can, so that will kind of save time for the translation, and it will facilitate the... You can also write in French. We have best skills in French. Or we have somebody who really you want to write in Arabic, we have kind of somebody who will immediately translate, so that's okay.